The Westmore Academy auditorium buzzed with cruel anticipation. Golden lights gleamed off polished oak walls, illuminating rows of well-dressed students, heirs to empires, their expressions painted with smug amusement. In the center of the stage, Marcus Johnson stood frozen beneath the heat of a merciless spotlight, his dark skin glowing like a silent challenge. "Let's see the diva's son embarrass himself!" Blake Hammond shouted from the third row, his voice shrill and taunting. The crowd laughed. Phones were raised like weapons, ready to capture the humiliation. Marcus swallowed hard. He hadn't signed up for the talent show. He never would have. Blake and his minions had forged his name on the submission sheet, a trap wrapped in mockery. Principal Reynolds, perched beside the stage with her signature forced smile, leaned into the microphone. "Mr. Johnson, the floor is yours, unless, of course, you'd prefer to forfeit." More snickers, more eyes. Marcus's heart pounded against his ribs like a warning drum. He looked past the sea of mocking faces and found the only one not sneering, Miss Rivera, his music teacher, her expression unreadable but solid. A week ago, she had caught him singing softly to himself in the empty music room. She hadn't spoken, she'd simply listened. Now her presence steadied him. "I don't have anything prepared," Marcus said into the mic. A sigh of disappointment rippled through the room. He took a breath. "But I can make something up." The silence that followed was electric. "I'm going to sing something my mom wrote," Marcus said calmly. "She never recorded it." That piqued the audience's interest. Vivien Johnson, legend, Grammy winner, global icon, had unreleased material? Even the cruelest smirks faltered. Marcus closed his eyes. He could still remember his mother humming that song while folding laundry in their Oakland apartment. It wasn't meant for stadiums or award shows. It was a lullaby, a secret gift. He adjusted the mic. The silence thickened. Blake rolled his eyes and mouthed, "Loser." Then Marcus sang. It started as a whisper, vulnerable, trembling, but within seconds it blossomed into a voice that stunned the room. Rich, deep, timeless. Every note dripped with raw emotion, a soulful ballad laced with jazz undertones. He sang about invisible roots, strength born beneath struggle, pride buried beneath ridicule, identity woven through history. Each line pierced through the illusions of status and privilege, undressing the room's facade. Miss Rivera blinked away tears. She had seen the potential, but this was undeniable. Blake's smirk faded. Then it happened. The lights flickered. The speakers hissed. A jarring, robotic beat erupted from the PA system, smothering Marcus's melody. Gasps. Confusion. Blake's friends had broken into the control booth. Marcus faltered but didn't stop. He listened, recalibrated, and adjusted. Years of watching his mother improvise had taught him resilience. He bent the melody, twisted the rhythm, and integrated the chaos into something new, something brilliant. The beat became a backdrop. His voice rose like a phoenix. What was meant to be sabotage transformed into a fusion of soul and electronic, a genre-defying moment of defiance. The audience rose to their feet, cell phone lights flickering like stars. Applause erupted, not out of politeness but awe. Blake sat, jaw clenched, seething. Backstage, Marcus trembled, adrenaline flooding his veins. "You knew they'd try something," Miss Rivera said softly. "I did," he replied. "Blake hinted at it. That's why I picked that song. My mom wrote it to be flexible, to improvise." Then he paused. I got an email last night from Berklee College of Music. Ms. Rivera's eyes widened. My mom sent them a demo without telling me. They want a live audition next week. Tears welled in Rivera's eyes. She believes in you, even when you don't. That night, Marcus received a notification. A video of his performance had gone viral, shared on the school's official page. But there was another. A second video, maliciously edited by Blake, spliced Marcus's performance with old clips of his mother. The caption, "Fake talent exposed. Vivien Johnson's charity case imitates greatness. Sad." The comments were brutal. Hashtags fake talent, not a genius, mommy made me sing. Marcus's heart sank. He wanted to disappear. Then his phone rang. His mother. "I'm on my way home," Vivien said. "No, that'll make things worse," Marcus insisted. There was silence. "I can see that," she finally said. "This is your story to tell, but you're not alone." The next morning, Eli, Marcus's quiet roommate, looked up from his laptop. "My dad's a defamation lawyer. I know how to trace digital edits." Marcus stared. "Why help me?" "Because you didn't deserve what happened, and because you're damn talented." Meanwhile, Ms. Rivera had her own arsenal. Audio files of student council meetings, years of recordings. Blake's voice was everywhere, bragging about manipulating grades, bullying scholarship kids. "We just need the right moment," she said. The next morning, Eli, Marcus's quiet roommate, looked up from his laptop. "My dad's a defamation lawyer. I know how to trace digital edits." Marcus stared. "Why help me?" "Because you didn't deserve what happened, and because you're damn talented." Meanwhile, Miss Rivera had her own arsenal. Audio files of student council meetings, years of recordings. Blake's voice was everywhere, bragging about manipulating grades, bullying scholarship kids. "We just need the right moment," she said. Chapter 7, The Reckoning. Blake called a special meeting of the student council to discuss artistic integrity. Principal Reynolds smiled indulgently. "Please proceed." Blake stood confidently, crisp blazer gleaming. Some participants in the talent show used unauthorized enhancements. Marcus sat silently in the back. Then the auditorium doors opened. In walked Richard Torres, Grammy-winning producer and Marcus's godfather. "I hope I'm not interrupting," Torres said smoothly. "I was invited by Miss Rivera to discuss a partnership." Gasps. "Also," Torres added, "I watched the viral performance and this." He gestured. The screen behind him lit up. It played the unedited version of Marcus's song. Then another video, security footage of Blake and his friends sabotaging the sound system. Principal Reynolds paled. Finally, screenshots of messages. "Let's take down the black kid before he upstages us." Gasps turned to stunned silence. "Taken out of context," cried Blake. "Is this also out of context?" Rivera asked, playing a recording of Blake admitting to rigging council votes. Principal Reynolds stood slowly. "Blake, my office, now."
Torres turned to Marcus. "You never told them, did you?" Marcus shook his head. "Told us what?" Rivera asked. "That he recorded a full album last year in my studio. Invisible Roots. It's being released next month." Mouths dropped open. Marcus stepped forward. "I didn't want to be known as someone's son. I wanted to be me." Chapter 9. Consequences and Change. Blake's fall was swift. His Harvard admission was revoked. Other colleges followed suit. His family's public image crumbled under the weight of scrutiny. Westmore Academy issued new anti-discrimination policies. Miss Rivera was promoted. Principal Reynolds resigned amid investigation. The school's talent show was renamed the Roots Festival, celebrating diversity and originality. Chapter 10: A Voice of His Own. The album launched without fanfare, just an intimate event at Torres' studio. Vivien stood in the back, pride flooding her eyes. Marcus spoke quietly. This album was born from the need to be seen, beyond labels. When we sing our truth, no one can define us. 3 months later, Invisible Roots earned 2 Grammy nominations. In an interview with Rolling Stone, when asked about Blake, Marcus said, "I don't thank him for the pain, but I thank him for forcing me to face what I feared most, being seen." He smiled. "Blake tried to show me my place, and he did, just not the one he expected." At graduation, Marcus returned to Westmore's stage, this time as a guest of honor. He looked out at a changed school, a changed world. He said, "When others try to define you, you have 2 choices. Let them, or define yourself louder." He sang Invisible Roots again, this time with no fear. And the standing ovation lasted long after the final note had faded.